All right, welcome back. So this will be episode 16 of Coping Mechanisms with Alec Dempewolf. He is somebody who's been a friend of a friend for a long time. He's a lifelong friend of Tyler Schuster, and somebody that I had also just heard about through mutual social circles as being an amazing human, and he is every bit of that. He is a radiant beam of light. He is a bleeding heart. He is intensely curious, incredibly witty and intelligent and sharp, and just an overall joy of a person to be around. This was at an interesting inflection point in his life before he would move out to Kentucky with this kind of mastermind group of guys that we had gotten together to, hold each other accountable and go off into some entrepreneurial pursuits together. So he would shortly after this be moving to Kentucky, changing his life, bringing his wife out there. He lost a bunch of weight, which was really amazing to see. And it was just a cool moment for all of us kind of at these interesting fork in the road moments for us. Tyler as well, he would also move out to Kentucky, but he ended up coming back. Alec is still out there. It was a potent moment for us to kind of reflect. And a lot of what we talked about was his story and his sort of testimony, I guess, coming to Christ, you could say, and his relationship with Christianity now, which is really interesting to me because he was somebody that was staunchly against it. And those are always interesting people for me to talk with about this stuff because they're on both sides of the coin. It wasn't that they were just indoctrinated from birth. I think his family had tried to indoctrinate him since birth, and he was like, no, I'm not doing it. I'm not buying what you're selling, in his words. So he went through a near-death experience of sorts and had this really deep felt experience where he has now this newfound relationship with Christianity, which is really beautiful, and he does it in a way that is uniquely palatable, I think, and he tries really hard to make it not overly, I guess, dogmatic and not speak Christianese, as he says, but to just make it relatable and real, and I think you can feel the realness from him. So yeah, we talk about his story, talk about the way that he thinks about things, have some banter on some other stuff, relational points into my life and how our perspectives kind of coincide and clash at times and all that good stuff. So yeah, it's a fun episode, really good introduction to Alec, and it's a good one. So without any further ado, this will be episode 16 of Coping Mechanisms with Alec Dempewolf. You're live. We are fucking...
Clap that shit!
I think I hit that, but it's fine.
You did.
Let's do one more.
Yeah.
There we go.
Gotta have a clean clap.
One clean clap.
You gotta have a clean clap. Start the pod. Everyone knows it. Everyone knows the rules.
Yeah, let's hit the prayer.
Excellent. Thank you, Lord, for... Thank you for so much. I don't even know where to start the list. When I think about it long enough, there's just so many incredible things to thank you for. Thank you for my breath. Thank you for this opportunity. Thank you for my friendship with Jalen. Thank you for just like divine appointments and instant connections. And it's truly incredible. Like, this is the second time Jalen and I are really getting together, and it feels like we've known each other for so long. And that's just something so special that you orchestrate. We know it comes from you, and we're just so excited, Lord. God, I want to be your feet today. Lord, I know how much you love your people, and there's a miscommunication right now. And a lot of people don't feel that love. And would you just use Jalen and I as your vessels today, that we just express ways that you love them, that there's better alternative ways to coping with our struggles than the ways we choose that ultimately are harmful. Ultimately, you don't lead to death, really, Lord, and you want us to have life and life in abundance. And we're so excited for that opportunity. Thank you for your mercy. Thank you for your grace. Lord, where you say where two or more meet in my name, I'm there also. And we just want you to be a part of this conversation, Lord. Put the words on my mouth, put the words on Jalen's mouth. And, we just want to give you full reign of this podcast. I bless my friend Jalen. Would you give him courage and stamina and just persistence to keep going out there and being a positive light in this world? Would you continue to teach him? Give him your peace. Give him the fruits of the Spirit. Yeah. We love you, Lord. You're so cool. You're as cool as it gets. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Let's go. Beautiful. It's fantastic. Excellent.
Yeah, man.
Oh, all right.
I just want to start off saying I've been spelling your name wrong.
Yeah.
I did it in the group chat. And then,
Everybody does it. Tyler
and
still does it too.
Jordan texted it correctly, like shortly after I said it wrong.
Yeah.
And I just was like, oh, man.
Jordan's the only person who does it right consistently.
There's an I in it?
Yeah, Aelin, which is crazy. My mom's strange.
Aelin.
My middle name's Ivory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's cool. I love it.
Strange parents.
No. My mom is extra with that too. Like far as
you're carrying Dempewolf.
Dempewolf, yeah. My mom didn't decide that one. That one's gnarly, but
Insane.
my mom got greedy with all the names. Like my sister's name is Jessica.
Yeah.
Except it's spelled like Jesse, Jesy, C-A.
No way.
Greedy. Yeah, my name's
One
Alec.
S?
Yeah.
Insane.
My name's Alec. Yeah, Jessica.
Yeah,
Jessica.
crazy.
Different. My name's Alexander. I don't even know if you knew that.
I did not know. Is it Alexander?
Alec, A-L-E-C, Xander.
Z?
Z-A-N-D-E-R.
No shit.
Alexander.
I start slipping for the Z. I start to go Alex.
I still don't know how to spell Z in cursive. I'm almost 30 years old. I've just been doing regular Z
It's just
when
a
I
G.
sign it.
It's just.
Is it?
It's pretty much just a G.
I gotta get back to the drawing board on that.
Yeah, we'll get there. We'll get there.
This is the most greedy one ever. My sister.
Yeah.
Her name's Kiara Unique. Her middle name's Unique.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
Like the actual spelling of the word?
Yep. With a U and all.
Is
Kiara
she?
Unique.
Is
yeah,
she?
no, she's super unique.
Unique, yeah. That's
Yeah.
good.
No, she's awesome. I'm really proud of her.
I think you should have gotten that one, but it's fine.
She's a traveling nurse. Oh, if my name would have been
Everybody in the family is just unique as fuck.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Kind of. Everyone's doing their own thing.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah. She's a traveling nurse right now. She's
Cool.
in Seattle.
Oh, no way.
Yeah,
I
she was
there
in.
for a while.
She's like my hero. She was in Manhattan during COVID.
Oh
And like,
my god.
Yeah, which was just a
What a
whole
warrior.
different experience.
It's a whole different world.
Yeah.
We were out of the loop. We were in the Carolinas. I was in
Exactly.
Texas.
Yeah.
We were chilling.
Yeah, say what you want about COVID, but they
Yeah.
just showing up to work every day
It's a
in that
war
environment in
where
the city.
Nobody knew.
And it was tough because she helps deliver babies.
Oh my god.
So there was just so many
dude.
different protocols that had to do with that and
Yeah.
COVID moms and being able. So yeah,
Crazy.
nuts.
Crazy.
Anyhow.
Shout out to Unique.
How many siblings do you have?
I have like 2, 3 half brothers and
Yeah.
sisters.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
no real lifestyle like built around like the closeness
The
of
family.
it like in a normal way like at all.
Yeah.
Like I look at like Tyler's existence and I'm like, this is a totally different world.
As far as his relationship with his family?
Yeah, it's nuts.
Yeah, no.
I mean, it's beautiful.
I covet that as well. Maybe covet's too strong of a word, but that's definitely something.
It works.
Like I've enjoyed backpacking off, Tyler being my best friend. And
Yeah.
his family's my family from the top down. And I feel that same way too. It's funny you mentioned that because that is, so my parents are divorced.
Mm-hmm.
And they split up when I was in like the 5th grade.
Mm-hmm.
But in that moment, some families, they get divorced, but they still keep like whatever that thing you're talking about, that sense of like family.
Mm-hmm.
And for lack of a better term, our family has kind of struggled to like maintain that after the divorce, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I think that's like the normal.
That is the normal.
Yeah, 100%.
So like I really, and that stinks, right? Because it's like, that's why God hates divorce, like because it breaks up. It's more than just that relationship. It has rippling effects in the family.
For sure.
And like that part's difficult. So like I totally appreciate families that have had that divorce but like still make it work as far as like holidays together or things like that, because it's also tough too as you get older, you're a busy guy.
Yeah.
And
I can't imagine
keeping relationships going.
A whole other family when you started a whole other family. Yeah.
It's a crazy system.
Yeah. And
it takes intentionality, like with anything, right?
Yeah.
It's like, but I think there is something to be said about, hey, these are the people that I for whatever reason, they're my family.
Yeah.
So it's like, we still have to keep tabs on each other, and it's still like a wonderful thing to go through life with each other. But sometimes it just takes maybe a little bit more intention than other times.
It takes a lot of self-work.
Yeah.
Yeah. To be able to, like, I mean, even if you want to, you can have the intention all you want, but can you execute? It's tough.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
And then, see, I caught myself doing that too. Like, I told my sister, you know, hey, I want to be there for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want you traveling all around the world. Like I said, she's a nurse, and feeling like you're all alone, because you're not. Because I'm your brother, I'm your family. And then, like, real world happens. She gives me a call. I'm on a ladder setting up a wedding.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, I can't talk right now. And then, like, I got caught lacking. I didn't make it my priority to get back in, like, the next couple days after that. And then it's like, I had to apologize next time I talked to her, and was like, hey, I can't say, hey, I want to be there for you in this way, and then not, like, making it happen in the real world. And that's kind of the difficult thing. It's like, you can have the best intentions in that, keeping up with, you know, family, or keeping up with friends, any relationships, right? I mean, probably happens to a lot of people, like, I haven't talked to that guy since high school or whatever, and it's like, not even necessarily that they were terrible, it's just,
I guess that's the difference between, like, a pure intention and, like, an aspirational intention. Like, you can have a decent intention, but if your intention is, like, truly pure, like, from a place of, like, unconditional love, you'll find your way. Like, you'll find your way through your flaws in execution, because, like, you went through that process of, like, falling short, and you're like, I'm gonna do better. You know? And I think that's a big one for sure. Like, I think that's, like, I mean, people talk about, you know, the road to hell being paved with good intentions, and it's like, like, let's delineate the difference and, like, try to, like, really figure out, like, what really is a pure intention. You can, like, be like, I want to do that, but it's like, do you really have, like, a true pure heart and mind aligned intention?
Yeah. I guess there's a difference between intention and mission, really. Like, the mission being like, I'm and when I hear intention, a lot of times, like, you know, I meant to mow the grass, or I meant to, like, I meant to unload the dishwasher before I left, but, like, I just didn't. But, like, your mission is like, okay, you know, we talk about what's our why, right? And kind of like, I'm going to go out in my day, and this is, like, a part of all the other things I have going on. This is still, like, my mission of who I am, you know? And if rebuilding my family, for lack of a better term, I don't even know if rebuilding's the word. Maybe for a lot of people it is. Then I have to get up every day with that too, on top of the work, on top of the, you know, other relationships.
Yeah, and that's like your mission. Would you say that mission is higher than intention?
That's a great question.
We're getting right into the deep thick of things right away.
Yeah. I feel this, like, especially after the vault, and you know, some of the stuff Patrick's talking about, like, what is your what does your last name mean, and different things like that. I will say, like, and this is something I'm unpacking in my late 20s, about how I think, how do I put it? You know, Tyler and I have aspirations to be the patriarchs of our family, you know, moving forward, not just thinking in our next 5 moves right now, but trying to think generationally, and, you know, setting up and like, even coming down to, like, learning certain knowledges and things like that. And like, as far as, like, my dad, he didn't have his driver's license till he was 22. He got expelled from high school and joined the Navy, and just never had, like, a reason to get his license. So he never worked on cars growing up. If the car broke down, he paid someone to fix it. But that's, like, valuable information to, like, change your oil and, like, be able to swap your brake pads out.
The things a young man should know.
Yeah, exactly. So then I'm looking in the mirror, and it's like, if I'm going to be the patriarch, then it's on me to learn these things. Like, I don't know anything about hunting, but I grew up in a place that a lot of my buddies hunt and would love to take me out there. And that's, like, that's on me to, like, learn that, to preserve that information for my family moving forward. And it's like, that is absolutely my mission. So if that's my mission as well, then, like, preserving my family now and what I have, like, with my sisters, with my, you know, my brother. Because I have a lot of family. Because my dad, he remarried a lovely woman, and we grew up together. Like, that was my stepmom in the house, and I have a stepsister from her. They ended up not working out. And he is since remarried to a wonderful woman who is, God's redeemed the entire thing, by the way. But like, I have family from her children as well. So it's like
Big blended family.
Yeah, big blended family. They actually have a ministry called Blended and Blessed.
Beautiful.
Where they help like counsel. They take like the yucky things from their past and situations like that they learned, and they like get into it with people in their like in their relationships, right? Because divorce is so rampant, everyone knows it.
Yeah.
But like no one's talking about, hey, here's how we navigate these things and what it looks like having a blended family. There's more blended families now more than ever.
Right.
But like, I say all that to say, like, it all comes together as my why of like, you know, we talk about being selfless, and there's nothing more selfless than like putting your family on your back. I think that's kind of what our duty is as a man.
Yeah.
In a lot of ways, women too. Women put their family first a lot too. But like, you know what I'm saying? Just that kind of feeling of responsibility. And I think I feel that. You know, shame on me if that's what I want to be building, and I'm not checking in with my sisters now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I don't want it like for show if it's not going to be like if I'm there for my people when they need it most.
Yeah, but I think you're getting there. I mean, like, just you having the self-awareness to, like, understand. Like, the real issue is the ignorance when it's arrogance combined with the ignorance. When it's like, yeah, I'm fine. I'm doing my thing. And you're like, no, you're, like, humbling yourself and being like, okay, like, what do I need to do in order to be on my pivot and do better as I move forward, right? And that's a very different thing. And that's, like, kind of what this whole cope thing is sort of about, right? It's, like, just the ability of an individual to deal with something difficult with success. And people misuse the word cope often. They're, like, a shitty coping mechanism. Like, oh, he's just coping by fucking drinking every day. I'm like, that's technically, looking at the etymology, like a misnomer. Like, if we're coping, we're actually dealing with something difficult with success. And I think that is really the core of it all. Like, your ability to navigate difficult situations is not to go through them flawlessly. It's to have the self-awareness to understand, I need to do better here. I could have done better there. Like, and it's not from a place of shame or guilt either. It's from a place of grace. Right?
Yes.
And like understanding, like, okay, love and honesty with myself and love and honesty with the world. I might fall short on the world, but if I'm having it with myself, then I can do better for the world as I move forward. Right.
Yeah. I think, you talk about coping. And you say, like, you know, humbling myself. I think that there are so many, I think I don't even have to humble myself because the world humbles me enough. You know, if you're out, I mean, some people walk through their entire life and never, like, even are thinking that way, but the world will break you down.
For sure.
You know? Yeah. And the world will bring you to your knees one way or another, especially if you're walking around with that ego. Yeah. And yeah, like, there's been so many examples in my life of just doing it my own way and absolutely getting humbled. Yeah. Or like, man, I blew it so bad. Like, this feels disgusting. Yeah. How bad I blew it. Yeah. And I think that there's also like, so I try to walk around with that, or I've had seasons of my life where I was like, the world absolutely humbled me, and I try to not forget that, you know? Yeah. I try to, anytime I feel like I'm walking around on a high horse at all, I never want to forget those moments when I was most, you know, when I needed help the most, when I needed, you know, when I was absolutely broken down. Yeah. But you talk about like coping, and you're right though, because you give it a bad name because so many people have failed to cope.
Yeah, they call it like a cope. Like it's a weird thing.
So many people have failed because, well, really what it is that the ways the world tells us to cope with things are not good coping mechanisms.
It's fundamentally escapism.
And that's why the word has become, that's why the word has a negative, you know, thing to it. Yeah. It's because so many people have, you know, these, for whatever reason, man, this world, it's difficult being a human.
Yeah, I think it's always been hard too, but now it's just noisy and hard. So it's like we lack the clarity to be able to discern and like really like discern, not just judge, but like have the judgment from a higher place.
Well, absolutely, yeah. I believe that we all have an enemy. I believe we have an enemy, and that enemy's between our ears, and it's, you know, it could be without, you know, sounding like schizophrenic, voices in my head, but there's a negative voice in your head all the time. Yeah, there is. I don't know if I'm the only crazy one that has it.
No, it's the resistance.
And that's stinking thinking.
Yeah,
you know,
there you
go. And that enemy is, you know, the author of confusion. Like I heard it say one time that we're not the voice in our head, but we're who hears that voice in our head, and it's literally like, you know, devil on one shoulder, angel on the other shoulder type deal, for lack of a better term. I know it's a little cartoonish, but like, there are times where that enemy is like bullying all of us, man. You could psych yourself out completely and it's absolutely just not true.
Yeah.
You know, if you let those lies recircle.
It's like all the time. Like it's
like all the time,
always
all of us,
there.
always.
Literally when I was setting this
Yeah.
up, like if I didn't like just like because of the nature of things, like even just me feeling like I needed a rush to like get this set up or whatever, it was like going a little bit later than I thought. And I start like being like, oh my God, can I even like every single time I set up a fucking podcast, I'm like, can I even podcast?
Well, see, exactly. So that's why I was asking you, because you mentioned rushed. Like, and I said, well, why do you feel rushed?
Yeah.
And it was and it was just my presence, and I wanted to say, like, I hope I came early, and like I hope my presence here doesn't make you feel like rushed. But there's that enemy in our head that's like, Alec is probably thinking that I'm like not professional. I should be set up right now. Oh my gosh, he's probably thinking, what kind of podcast is this? Da, da, da. And it's like, dude, not my heart at all. You know what I'm saying?
And you're also the homie too, so it's like completely ridiculous that. But you don't even notice these things until you poke at it, and then you're like, oh, like look under the bed. There's not a monster.
Oh yeah, that was just someone lying to me.
Yeah.
There's an enemy in our head, and he lies to us. You know, you could say he, she. I don't know if it's got a gender or whatnot, but
Gender neutral.
There's something lying to me.
Yeah.
I know that much.
Yeah.
And I think that that's kind of what we're all about, is kind of calling that liar out, and kind of all banding together on that. And the thing is also about that liar is that liar. When you have these things that you're broken down by the world, or you have these heavy feelings that you're like, I want to be outside of my skin right now. I'm feeling like I'm so anxious. I'm feeling like I need to scream. I need to cry. I'm about to lose my mind. And that enemy will lie and be like, here, like hit this vape. Or like, this is going to make it
like
better.
You need a Juul.
Or like, oh, you need a Juul. If you got a Juul that really help you relax.
This will fix everything.
Absolutely got us.
Yeah.
And then it's like the same thing. It's like, why don't you just smoke some weed, or like have a drink, relax,
have
or
a
like,
lot of drinks.
Dude, when was the last time you got laid? Like, is everything all right? And it's like, those are those things that the world tells us are the coping mechanisms, are the things that help. And like, just a part of my story and testimony is essentially when I was left to my own devices, you know, out of the parents' house, you know, just me in the world, I kind of went to a lot of those things.
Oh, yeah,
and
all of them.
All of them. All of them. I was trying to get the high score.
Yeah. You and I share that. Like, we're very kind of dopaminergically tuned. Like, we like dopamine.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
No, I'm a sick puppy with that stuff. And like, I came to this conclusion one time, actually on a really gnarly acid trip. I was it was kind of a nuts accumulation of a few weeks, but like, you know about like a part of Tyler and I's stories. We've had a lot of homies pass away young.
Tyler Schuster, episode 7.
Yeah, that's my best friend. He was best man at my wedding.
Yeah, he's the homie.
Yeah, he's the homie. Yeah, so I'm like 21 years old. Just figuring it all out, like went to school for a little bit just because I thought I was supposed to, but like not really in it. What am I doing this for? Ended up just like drinking, smoking, you know, my girlfriend was there at the time, a lot of premarital.
Oh yeah.
And I just felt like I was like deteriorating almost. And just left to my own devices, I ended up just like getting academically suspended from NC State. Get out of here. Well, it's easy to get academically suspended when you don't go to class.
Yeah.
You know, just losing motivation in these, finding myself in these cycles of like, I'm drinking more, I'm smoking more, I'm eating like shit more. I'm at cookout, I'm staying up later.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm playing a lot of FIFA. All of a sudden I'm nocturnal. All of a sudden I'm playing video games until it's time to go get breakfast at the cafeteria. I'm crushing these breakfast burritos. Yeah. And you know, and you get caught in these things that are meant to make you comfortable, meant to, you know.
The fucked up thing is it's just the norm.
It is.
Yeah.
It's what the world says.
Like, it's not like you're seeking out anything fucking crazy.
No.
Like, I'm going to fuck myself up. You literally just stop striving to differentiate yourself from the norm.
Like lambs to the slaughter, man. Everyone thinks
nuts.
that this is just, it's socially acceptable and it's cool and it's the way that it goes. And so, so then like, fast forward, I'm back home, going to community college and working at Buffalo Wild Wings. And one of my good friends passed away. His name was Colby, absolute legend. And same thing, right? Like there's hurt, there's pain. We deal with it in the wrong ways, and it was a series of decisions and circumstances that led to him passing away. And it was kind of the first time that I had been wondering, like, hey, where did my friend go? Right? It was like the first time I'd went to a funeral and like kind of seen his body in the casket.
Yeah.
And kind of like, I know, like, I'm talking to you right now, that light behind your eyes, like, that's my friend Jalen.
Yeah.
And like, when it's just like the body, I can tell like Jalen's somewhere else.
Somewhere else. Like,
yeah.
It's such a strange feeling.
Yeah. And so it made me start asking all these questions, but I was dealing with it in the worst ways ever. Like, I just doubled down on all that negative stuff I was doing already.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Doubling down on, closing the bars down, skipping class again, drinking, smoking, joking, token, absolutely wasted my life away, for lack of a better term. And the fine people at Buffalo Wild Wings, actually some good people that worked there and cared about me and were just like, hey, you're not doing good.
Yeah.
You've been showing up late. Like, you need to take some time. So I got fired from Buffalo Wild Wings. They said, like, take your time, come back. I'm failing my classes. And my buddy's dying, and I'm like, man, this is it. The day I got fired, I'm like, man, this is a really bad day. I essentially got nothing left to lose, and let's just go home and do some acid.
Sure.
And like, in hindsight, worst possible mental state you could be in, I suppose, to go into that thing, but also the best.
Yeah, weird double-edged coin, double-edged sword there.
Yeah, because the bad trips are the good ones.
Yeah, I would say that. Like, there's really no such thing as a bad trip, just one that you resist.
Yeah. And I say all that to say that it just got to this point where I was like, I felt just such tremendous anxiety.
In the trip?
In the trip. And I'd never known this substance to do that. Like
melting.
Yeah, like
previously,
it wasn't my first encounter with LSD, by the way. And I'm not co-signing LSD by any stretch. It's a
really a coin flip on like what you're gonna get from the experience.
Yeah, I can't tell anyone to do it. I hope that no one feels like they have to do it to get the answers that they're looking for.
Yeah.
But
you're opening a lot of doors. A lot of different things can come through those doors.
It's something serious. It's not anything that to joke about. It's not like smoking weed.
Like, you're doing like some real magic. Like, you're opening serious doors.
Serious doors, and less doors about, like, I'm seeing dragons and rabbits and stuff and things that you would like hear about in the movies, but more so like
brushing up against the essence of death.
You're getting very close to it and asking these questions, like
that could break you.
Asking new questions that you'd never asked before, that honestly you don't even want the answers to, because when you have the answers to, it makes it like hard to function as a human. You know what I'm saying?
Like, ego death is also like pulling apart all meaning, maybe. Like, it can get quite nuts. I will say that I was just feeling this sense of tremendous anxiety. I will say in hindsight, I could see God had a great plan for me the entire time, in spite of my poor decisions, like countless poor decisions throughout the entire thing. But yeah, long story long, I had just tremendous anxiety, freaking out, and I'm with, like I said, my ex-girlfriend at the time, wonderful woman. She's trying to help me. She's there? She's sober?
She's there, yeah.
Oh, man.
It's me and two of my other friends, two of my other boys.
Jeez.
And you're
the only one
tossed. No. Me and my other boys are.
Oh, okay.
But she was just kind of like, what do they call it? Trip sitter. Yeah. And she was trip sitting, and it was really quite lovely. It was a very safe environment. It was my childhood home. Like, everything was what you would be like,
setting.
You go into these things thinking that you have a plan, right? And obviously, our plan, foolish to even have a plan sometimes. Like,
Yeah.
we're not just, you know, in the middle of the ocean, just like getting rocked by the waves.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like we have a plan. But anyhow, yeah, I'm having this, you know, moment of just like deep anxiety and crisis, lack of a better term.
Mm-hmm.
And like I had smoked, I had drank, there wasn't like enough. There wasn't enough weed to smoke. There wasn't enough whiskey to drink to like make it go away.
Yeah.
And she's like trying to help me. She's like, cause I'm like pacing, I'm like kind of losing it. And she's like, how can I help you? Like, can I pack you a bong? Do you want me to make you a drink? Do you like, and do you want to have sex? She like asked that, like, how can I relieve you right now? And as she's saying these things, I'm like realizing like, oh man, I'm in trouble, because none of those things can help me. None of those things can fix this right now. This is like deep in my spirit is troubled. Like there are spiritual deep forces at work that are like, no amount of weed on the planet I smoke all of Jamaica up is going to help me out. And in that moment, I'm realizing like, one, you're hyper aware to, I don't know, I don't want to say spirituality. I'm trying to think of the word. My eyes were essentially open to the fact that there's more to this than my eyes can see.
Yeah.
You know, that I really do believe, as crazy as it may sound, that there's forces at work that are just as real as you and me talking right now, and we can't see them with whatever our lens is. Call me crazy.
It sounds crazy, but the people who have touched...
If you know, you know.
If you know, you know.
It's kind of,
yeah.
And the thing is I don't want to be in this club of like, if you know, you know. Because I used to not be. Because I used to just think all that was crazy. Like, if we went like deep back into the whole, you know, my whole testimony, I was completely spiritually dead. Did not want to listen to any Christians. Did not like, you guys are having sex with little kids and like charging people money to like come to your service. I'm not buying whatever you're selling. And like, that's really how I felt, how I thought. And I realized that I took it out on God, who was trying to love me and have a relationship with me. I was taking it out on him, my hurt from people. Because people stink, you know. I say it all the time, like, everyone you know, everyone you've ever met, everyone you ever will know, has pooped their pants before.
Yeah, it's facts.
And that's something that we kind of all don't, like, want to admit. Like, spiritually, we're all, like, walking around with poopy pants. Like, we're all walking around with that poopy diaper.
Just flawed humans.
Yeah. So it's like, it would be so stupid of me to be blaming it out on God for, like, because people stink. Because I stink a lot of times. You know what I mean? Because I've pooped my pants before. Yeah. And I know how, you know. So who am I to start judging someone else because, you know, because they blew it in my poopy pants. Yeah. Ridiculous. It's such a stupid...
It's so uniquely you for these analogies.
It's just how my brain operates.
I love it.
Kind of ridiculous.
People need it.
But, yeah, I just realized that, like, my problems were so much bigger than what these, like, earthly, these things that the world was offering me to fix them. Like, I had just been doing them long enough to realize, like, hey, this isn't really working.
Yeah.
And it was just in this moment of just, like, complete, like, absolutely, I needed help, like, humbled, like, got down on my knees and just, like, cried out to God. Like, I need help.
Yeah.
I need someone to save me. I need, like, I'm trying to get this feeling off me, this anxiety. I'm trying to get this negativity, this, like, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And some days it can be worse than others, but, like, there's some people that it just, that anxiety monster, that enemy's on them from the second they wake up to the moment they go to bed. You know what I mean?
That was me for a long time.
Yeah. And in this moment, it was just the most heightened, overstimulated anxiety, like tweaking out I'd ever been. And I just couldn't shake it. I'm like trying to just smoke myself silly. Not enough. I couldn't, you know, you can't sleep. Good luck trying to sleep if you're taking a psychedelic.
It's not happening.
Get real.
Yeah.
So, like, yeah, I had to cry out to God, hey, I need this off me.
Yeah.
And I was praying for sobriety.
Huh.
I was ready to be.
Yeah. Exit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was ready to just be not on LSD anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Not feel this crazy anxiety anymore. And I was sure I was going to die.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I was confident I was going to die that night.
Mm-hmm.
And not, like, it's tough when I say it back because, and the reason psychedelics are so tricky is because they could easily be, like, discredited, especially for people that, like, don't know or haven't experienced it, and to just, like, throw out everything that you have to say while on that experience because it's like, oh, you were just on.
You were high.
Yeah, you were high.
Yeah.
But, like, the thing that was crazy is that, like, the next day, I was able to fall asleep, and it did coming down. And that next day was one of the best days ever because I felt born again in the sense that, like, I was sure I was dead the night before. Mm-hmm. I was sure that anxiety was going to get me. I was sure that, like, death was knocking at my door. And I felt like I could have died that night. And I really do feel like I really believe that God, for lack of a better term, I really believe, like, there's a creator to this entire thing, and all of that got my attention, and that, like, opened up the line of communication where, like, after that day, the Bible started making sense to me. After that day, like, these crazy coincidences kept happening that, like, I had only experienced, like, while on drugs. And and just, like, again, me being, like, just a silly young 20-year-old was like, I thought I was permanently stuck on LSD because these trippy things were happening with these coincidences or these, like, someone said something and it felt like it was, like, spoke just to me. You know what I mean? And so there's this, like, weeks and months going on of me feeling like, hey, this is, like, it hasn't stopped. This crazy stuff keeps happening to me. And it kept happening more and more, like, people coming to me talking about God and coming to me talking about Jesus.
So you're, like, having a good time, but you're suspicious?
Not even having a good time, suspicious, like, losing my mind, freaking out because I'm reading this book that was written 2,000 years ago by some guy named Paul that I'd never heard, like, really took the time to actually read before. And it felt like it was word for word, bar for bar, exactly what I was going through 2,000 years later. And it was, like, too much for my mind. I'm, like, freaking out, you know? It was, like, too much for my mind to, like, comprehend. Just, like, when you go from thinking, like, there's no such thing as God, like,
yeah,
it's just this. I think that's such a cop-out answer, by the way, too. Like, because it's, you know, that this is all there is. I genuinely felt that way for so long and was such a skeptic. And I always would say, you know, I want to believe, but I just can't. I think too logically.
I was going to say, I think that we think that way, but I don't know if we feel that way.
Yeah.
Right. It's like us just, like, trying to rationalize shit.
Yeah,
thinking that we're, like,
exactly.
so fucking cognitively powerful.
100%.
Yeah.
And, like, I think there's powers that be, like, that don't want us thinking that way. And that's in that thinking of more, in that notion that we're a spiritual being, that this life is just, that death isn't the end of life and existence and experience. Like, that's not necessarily good for business, for lack of a better term. But I'm trying to remember where I was.
Just, like, going through this whole, like, post-trip awakening, getting cracked open, reading the Bible, freaking out. I was asking if you were, like, having a good time.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
I was, like, freaking out.
It was, you asked if I was, like, kind of skeptical to it.
Yeah.
It was, like, I was definitely skeptical to it, not open to Christianity whatsoever. Skeptical to it 100%. And it was, like, I think it's God just, like, humbling himself to even have a relationship with me and want to communicate with me. For one, it blows my mind. But, like, the arrogance of me to be like, I don't believe in God because I think too logical, as if, like, my brain and my experience in my 20 years is, like, an authority on, like, what the universe is. You know what I'm saying? Because I hadn't had any of those experiences yet, and God in his in his mercy and his nature, like, was like, oh, you don't believe in me because you're too logical. Like, let me show you a few things and really rock your world to where the most logical conclusion at this point is there has to be a creator of this entire thing that loves me and is interacting with me.
Yeah. So you had this like really intense felt experience first with the acid trip like that night, and then you like come back to like kind of like, you know, touch ground again, and then like you start having to like unpeel all these cognitive layers and like things that cognitive dissonance, I guess we could say.
Yeah. These coincidences, I felt like the universe was talking to me, for lack of a better term. I felt as if it was, whether it was people pouring life into me, or whether it was music spoke to me in a different way, whether looking up in the trees and the sky, I felt like I was losing it because I was like, I feel like I'm learning like God's talking to me through the sky. And that just sounds like a crazy thing to say.
For a logical person.
For a logical person, for sure. It's like, okay, you're nuts. You're doing drugs.
Yeah.
But the Bible says, like, you know, the heavens, it's like declaring his glory. Like the skies are like, I'm gonna misquote it, which I don't necessarily want to do, misquoting scripture, but for lack of a better term,
Paraphrase.
look around. His creation is like self-evident, lack of a better term. But the thing is like, I have so much grace for people that still have that like stumbling block and still have all that hurt from God or from anything like that, or maybe are just like don't hear God whatsoever because there was so long that I didn't.
Yeah.
And I feel as if like that was a switch where I started to, and yeah, I could take you through like coincidence to coincidence. Like I mean, I could go in on a bunch of stuff, but it really just sounds anecdotal. That's the issue of it as in a nutshell. Because that you can't give it to anyone.
You don't have the somatic like felt experience of like
of what
of awe of whoa, what
you can't, like people say it's like trying to explain a rainbow to a blind man, which like I get, but it upsets me and it hurts my heart because I want those. Like someone that doesn't see it is not my enemy. It's me too. It's me 8 years ago.
Yeah, I've been there.
You know what I'm saying? And like for me being someone that was so logical and so like hard on that side to like flip to the other side to where I like, oh, I was so wrong and I've never been more happy to be wrong. And like I genuinely believe it. Like it doesn't require me to have faith in the sense that like, oh, I really doubt it. It's like if I were a betting man, my money is on something created this whole thing and is interacting with me and loves me and has plans to prosper me and like is trying to help and is like trying to show me a better way than these coping mechanisms I've been using, trying to show me a better way to like deal with this life, trying to help me against this enemy.
Yeah, that's the kind of the saying too of like, I think Peterson says it a lot, like it almost takes more belief to be an atheist.
Yeah. And 100% that is me now. Yeah. And like I can't go back and I can't change it. Like because of my experiences, like there's just no way. It's very hard for me to believe that there's just nothing going on because I've interacted with God. And it sounds so grandiose. It sounds so like, I don't want to sound like a cult leader, like a high horse. I speak to God, blah, blah, because people are like, what are you talking? Like, what's special about you? And the answer is the same thing that's special about them is that like we have a creator that loves us and is trying to talk to us.
Yeah. And that's why I think you have such an interesting perspective. Like at some point I want to do like a full just Christianity deep dive.
Just breaking it all down.
With you and Tyler and just like really get into it and like kind of do sort of like we who wrestle with God type of like dialogue and like figure out that whole thing or whatever. But like I just think that your experience with it is so interesting because you really were on both sides of the fence. And I'm similar too. Like I'm not as deep on that other side as you like by any means, but like I I definitely like denied all of that for like a long time. Definitely like knew that there was some sort of God there like my whole life.
Yeah.
It was never like a question of that. It was just more so like a denial of Christianity because I didn't like what was going on there.
100%.
But like I was like, I mean, I've been like a esoteric little fucker my whole life, and like I like deep psychedelic trips since I was like a pretty young kid. Like felt like I was like born to be some sort of like a shamanic guy if I were like actually, you know, in some sort of a Native American setting or whatever. But always knew that there was something, but eventually like found my way back around to understanding Christianity after I'd like kind of approached, I guess, like God and spirituality and like religion through like all these other different like areas. Like it really started for me with yoga, but just seeing your perspective on things, like you're so like non-dogmatic about it. Like, I mean, when we met, and again, like this is only like, it's so strange because me and Alec literally feel like we've known each other for 10 fucking years.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. This is the 4th time that we've ever been in person around each other, I think. And like you have like such a non-dogmatic approach, and you came up to me or whatever. It was like one of the first conversations that we had. It was like still in passing. We're in Orlando. We just all flew in. There's a lot of stuff going on. And you're like, what's your relationship like with God? And I was like, oh, I don't know. It's like complex. And you're like, well, yeah, but you know God loves you, right? And I was like, yeah. And you're like, cool. And you dapped me up and like walked away. And like that was it. Like you didn't need to like push any sort of anything. And like I just knew that you had this like deeper curiosity. And then like now, you know, I've heard this story that you've been reciting now. I'm like, okay, this like makes sense. And I think that that's like a lot more relatable of a bridge for people because it is just like genuine curiosity.
Yeah.
You know, from instead of just a place of dogma. Like it's not dogma for you. Like it's genuinely a lived experience for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%. And it's, I appreciate you saying that because I don't, and the problem is if I bring up the name Jesus, so many people are already going to put me in that box.
Yeah.
A lot of people have come to them.
Instinctively too. Like, I don't know
we
why.
All do it.
Like, I just like,
yeah.
And I'm like fully, you know, I'm not savvy in that world, but I'm pretty fucking savvy.
What I just want to say is like, take out all the noise. Take out all of the people and all of the money that's trying to manipulate us and divide us. Just give me a chance. Set me down in this one-on-one situation with anyone.
Yeah.
And like, we're brothers and sisters, all of us. Like, I really believe that. I find it so fascinating, like how the world tries to split us up on like the most ridiculous things, like pigment or like
you know, cis white male.
But just the fact that like our God made us so adaptable and so sick that just wherever you go on the planet, you're like down the bloodline, we're just gonna start absolutely just like being like, I don't know how to put it. Not necessarily even co-signing on evolution as you would think, like the Darwin thing, but like some people have longer eyelashes than others because like where they were settled, it's like sandier and they want to, you know, it keeps the sand out better. It's like everyone, like the way that they look is because it's designed by God to like perfectly adapt to that area. I think that's badass and like a ridiculous thing to try to like say we're like different. Split us up on. Yeah. I mean, there are things where they're like culturally or, you know, people do have staunch disagreements and that is what it is. But people
that's
just
a learned experience.
Yeah,
like if you had 2 babies like next to each other from different parts of the world, they'd grow up thinking they were brothers.
Well, those are like real differences that we can get down on. There's a lot of things that are just like artificially like made up differences. Anyhow, like besides that point, like to your point about like I'm not dogmatic. I take that as like a badge of honor because truly I'm not trying to win arguments. I'm trying to win hearts. Yeah. Like I'm actually
you do.
Well, it's a communication issue is what I'm convinced of.
It's a marketing issue.
I'm convinced I'm convinced that I'm just convinced there's an enemy that is like actively trying to confuse the whole thing. And it just comes down like that is what made the word come to life to me so much. It's because like this negative light that I held Jesus in, I didn't realize until I actually like read the book and the Holy Spirit started to show me like I'm in line with this guy way more than I thought. Like I looked at Christians as like they're the judgmental people that like
me too.
They hate the gays.
I hate the gays.
They hate like they're judgmental. They're self-righteous.
Like,
Slavery's okay. Like all that, and it's like, man, when you actually take what Jesus is talking about, he's not the one that is coming to the Christian may have done that.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
it was
yeah,
the
yeah,
same.
yeah.
But it was the same in Jesus' time. You see,
Right. Yeah,
the Pharisees
yeah.
at the time
Yep.
are throwing shade at him, and they're like,
Yeah.
they're like, he eats with sinners.
Yeah.
And he's like hangs out with them and
He
has
dines with like the whores.
Yeah, like he eats with sinners and like. And they were like, like that was a big gotcha to him. And he's like, these are my people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I always thought, I hear Jesus and I hear judgment. I hear condemnation.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until I read the book that like these people, this angry mob full of Pharisees that right now in the modern day, you could contextualize it as an angry mob of Christians who are ready to come and stone this gay person. Maybe you could say it in that way. There was this woman who was caught in adultery. And instead of like, instead of what everyone would be like, okay, he's like judgmental and he wants to like, you know, really say, hey, you know, you shouldn't have done
shaking
that
the
bad.
finger. Yeah.
These people are ready to stone her and kill her, throw rocks at her until she's dead. Kind of like a super gnarly way to go. And he just says, hey, whoever is without sin, cast the first stone. And he starts writing in the ground. He like kneels down beneath her. Like he like kneels down, which I didn't understand this even until recently. Like the cultural context of like a like Jewish man getting down to this woman who like an angry mob is about ready to kill. And just like, he was her advocate in that moment. And all these people started to realize, oh man, yeah, I have poop in my pants too. And they're like, oh yeah, I've sinned.
Yeah.
So they start dropping their rocks and they start leaving.
Yeah.
And then it's just him and her. And he's like, who here is left to condemn you? And she says, no one, sir. And he says, neither do I condemn you. And get up, go, dust yourself off.
Yeah.
And don't sin anymore.
Yeah. And you can have all your arguments about Christianity that you want in the modern context, but like Jesus rips. That
you
dude.
You can't say, come on now.
Yeshua.
Yeah,
the boy.
Yeshua. And see, but we're so deep in the argument. And you want to talk about dogma, where like I could say that and we can have the most true intentions, and someone might hear that and they already have their walls up and they already have their defense, and they'd be like, his name wasn't even Jesus.
My mom,
you know what I'm saying?
I've literally had this conversation with my mom recently.
Yeah.
Like even just like her, like kind of like hearing, I guess, about like this like Avengers team that like we're putting together. She's like, you've been like hanging out with a lot of Christians, and she's like, she realized she fucked up with me right away because I'm just like such a curious person. I'm like, what do you mean? What's wrong with that? And like we like have this whole conversation, and I'm just like kind of. What I do is I poke holes in like people's shit. I'm super fucking annoying to be around. If you've been around it, I'm sorry. If you've been around it and benefited from it, you're welcome. But like, it's a weird,
Thank you.
Yeah. But like, it's just there's no bearing for it. I'm like, did you not like fuck with like you don't think he was a solid dude? Like, what are we trying to say? Like, what is really the issue? And I was like trying to point out to her, I'm like, you've given me a lot of this knee-jerk reaction that I have. And like, fundamentally, what you taught me, though, before anything else was to be open-minded and treat everybody as like my brothers and sisters and to love everybody and to be honest. And that's it. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure that's pretty in line with what they're talking about.
I think what's a lot of it is that it was the culture, Christianity.
Yeah.
And people blew it. Because people stink.
She's been burned by Christians. That's what we discovered in the conversation.
They have church hurt.
She had her best friend like walked away from her because like she suddenly became a Christian and like all this shit. And she's like, I've known you for years. Like you've never done any of this stuff or whatever. And then she like asked her new husband, her friend's husband, about like dinosaurs or whatever. And he like blew his shit and they like told her to fuck off. And then so she, in her head, she's like, fuck the Christians.
Because people stink, man.
Yeah, that has nothing to do with the fucking.
It's got nothing to do with your relationship with God that created you, that loves you, that knows your name, knows the amount of hairs on your head, and is like sees you in your situation, like clearly hurting and struggling, and is like trying to help you.
Yeah.
God is actively trying to talk to all of us and help us. He just loves us so much. He loves us so much, and like I couldn't hear it for so long.
Yeah.
And there's so many people that can't hear it. Yeah. And if we and a part of us not being able to hear it is because of these walls that we have built up that because of people that have hurt us.
Yeah.
And also I believe that there also is like a mainstream orchestration of like killing that whole vibe and despiritualizing us, for lack of a better term, or sending us into the wrong direction of like, no, sexual promiscuity is cool. Drink all you want, smoke all you want, and that's fine. And like, I'm not saying it in any judgment whatsoever. I'm not saying it because you shouldn't drink because it's bad, you're a sinner. You shouldn't smoke because it's bad, you're a sinner. I'm saying if what you are struggling with right now in that hole in your heart, I'm telling you, I've tried it. I've been down that road, and it's just not the way. I'm telling you, we were lied to.
Yeah.
They tried to sell us a way that is going to help us and make us feel better, and it just made it worse and worse and worse until it just screwed the whole life up. And I'm telling you that God, there's something that created us and is like actively trying to give us peace, actively trying to give us joy.
Yeah.
In
Otherwise,
the midst
like,
of
the
the most
things
crazy
would work.
situations. It's like if someone, let me just bust out this entire analogy. I got a friend who he sells cars, and you've kind of heard from someone else that like, this friend sucks, this friend's awful, this friend like he judges people, he's like a super jerk, he like thinks if you drink like you're going to burn forever. But like I'm saying, like he sells a car, and your car's like completely broken down. You got nowhere to go, need one. And then like it costs you more. This car is going to be expensive, but it's going to get you where you need to go. But then there's this other car salesman who's like, you heard he's awesome. You heard he is so much fun to be around. He is like the life of the party. He is the sickest guy ever. And no, he's awesome. And then you meet him, and he's slick talking, and he's cool, and he is so much fun to be around. Hey, round of drinks. Come on, my boy Jalen and I, boom. And we're loving it. And he sells you this car, and this car looks sick. This car looks awesome. I'm going to get a lot of women in this car. I'm driving this around. And you buy this car, and it's cheap. And it's like, wow, it's actually, this guy gave me a sweet deal on it. Like, I got an awesome deal on this car. I'm looking sick. We're having drinks. We're having fun. This is awesome. You sell it. You sign the contract. You got it. And then, like, you start driving it down the road, and it's a lemon. It starts breaking down. It's not getting you to A to B. You're no better off than you were before when you didn't have a car. And then you keep on trying to use this car, and it keeps breaking down, and you keep trying to fix it. But, like, everyone said that dude was a stand-up guy. But it's like, he sold me this piece of trash. Like, he obviously doesn't care about me. Like, this isn't, like, working out. And then you come back to me and you're like, dude, I had that car thing figured out, but it's like, it keeps breaking down. Like, it looks sick, but it's actually, like, it's not being a good car. I keep not getting to where I need to go. And I'm like, hey, dude, did you ever give my guy a try? And it's like, no, I heard that he did that to this person and this to that person. And it's like, no, he never did that. He never did that. And then, like, come to find out, it was just, like, other people hating, for lack of a better term, like, word of mouth. But, like, your actual relationship with the guy, turns out all that stuff was fabricated.
Because you never even engage with him.
Yeah, because you never even engaged with him. You never gave him a chance to, like, actually make a deal with him, actually. Because the deal that he offers is great. Like, the deal he offers is incredible. Like, pound for pound, one deal seems to be like it works and is this quick fix, but it keeps on giving you worse and worse and worse than where you left off. And then the other deal is just trading all of that for joy and trading all that for, like, a lack of burden. Like, it says that his yoke is light. You know, like, trading all that for just switching up, not even the analogy, but, like, real world peace, and that doesn't make any sense in situations that are horrible. And situations that the world says, you know, you should be absolutely losing it right now with that, but you just still have peace in it. I mean, even right now, like, our friend Bree, who we're here in her shop right now. Shout out Outer Surf.
Shout out. Even
in the unknown of, like, what's going on with you know, the building and this and that, just the peace of knowing that God's with me and has something better planned. You know, it's like, and then, like, you go and meet that guy who I told you, like, hey, buy this dude's car. And it's like, hey, this car costs more. What does it cost? Well, you got to cut out doing this, that, and this. And you have to put in this, and that.
Yeah.
So it's like you got to cut out the drinking, the smoking, and the Taco Bell. Mm-hmm. And it's not because those things are bad, and if you do them, you go to hell just for the sake of it. It's because those things are actually like hurting you.
Yeah.
And like here, instead of that, replace it with exercise. Mm-hmm. Replace it with getting in the Word. Replace it in breathing deep and enjoying my creation. And like, that is the real car that's going to get you A to B. You know what I'm saying? Like that's it costs more in the sense of like, you're having to give up the things that the world has already tried to sell you. Mm-hmm. You can't drive both cars. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You try to drive both cars, you're still not getting anywhere. That's a whole separate conversation. But I just genuinely, like, it's so difficult, like, going in more on this car analogy, because it's like, I see so many people with Honda Civics broken down that are like, they can't even, just metaphorically speaking, these Honda Civics are broken down and need work done. And my dad invented the Honda Civic and knows, like, was on production on the early creation. He's the father of the Honda Civic. No one knows the Honda Civic better than he does. And I got these people that need work on their Honda Civic, and let me please let me introduce you to my dad. Mm-hmm. He's an expert in this. He fixes Honda Civics. And like, no, I don't like people just think that he sucks because the world like says he sucks, or because other people with other broken down Honda Civics said that he sucks because the guy who created the Honda Civic. My Honda Civics broke down right now, so the guy who created them, it's his fault.
Yeah, or they're like were other like dealers of Hondas in the past who have like had a reputation.
I think even keeping it locked into the metaphor of blaming the guy who invented the Honda Civic because your Honda Civic broke down. Well, it wasn't designed to break down that way. Mm-hmm. It was designed to work perfectly and functionally in the way he designed it, but we introduced
other shit.
Right? Mm-hmm. And now, just because we're a part of that fallen world, this stuff keeps happening. Mm-hmm. But it would be ridiculous to like, it's not because it's like an inferior product. Mm-hmm. If everything is the spec on that beautiful Honda Civic,
it'll do its thing.
It'll absolutely do its thing and it'll work. Yeah. And that's like what it is. It's like abiding in God is like getting your oil changed. Abiding in God is just going back and like, getting in the Word is just continuously going back to that good physician, it says. And it's just tough because God is the one that has that antidote to the poison the world spits out. Mm-hmm. And like, it is a shame that we would all have this Honda Civic and blame and be angry. It's acceptable to be angry with God. Like, I mean, you're like, allowed to wrestle with God.
It's a meaning. That's Israel, right?
The Israel, yeah. Israel means wrestle with God, and that's something that changed for me. Is I was so angry with God when my friends were dying, and I just never I felt like there was this dialogue, and it was never. I never had a question that was too much for him, or I never had. It's okay to be angry. It's okay to but. It takes a lot of perspective after a while. It's not necessarily like God's fault, if that makes sense. Which is, I don't know.
Well, that's like where people like stumble so much. They're like, how could God like justify the suffering in the world and all this shit, right? Like it's people just like take it to this logical thing or whatever. But it's like, I mean, that's like a whole conversation of itself. But
because people, you're 100% right. Like I hear that all the time. It's like, how can we look at the terrible things in this world, starving children, all these things, and be like, if there was a good God, why wouldn't he stop that? And it's like, that's a difficult question for sure. I almost want to turn on the whole thing and then just say, well, then is that not just clear evidence that there's an enemy that all of us face? If maybe there's no God, are you telling me that there's no devil then? All that evil? What is that? All that evil has to be something. So I believe there's an antithesis.
So that actually was like a big part of my come up in the game, or like I guess like me coming around to this idea of like God, because like even though I had this like relationship with like spirituality, I'm like, okay, there's like I like crept my way up to it. I'm like, okay, like there's clearly something bigger here. There's a soul. There's an aspect of me that is like not just like mind or emotion or body. Something bigger. There's got to be a source of this. There's something that I engage with, and I'm like deep on a heroic dose of mushrooms, like something that is like, holy fuck, like what is this? I'm like, okay, cool. I always struggled with the word God, but like when I started looking into like Peterson's like kind of journey, like he was really big in getting me, I guess, around this like word of God, and he was just like,
Yeah.
do you believe that there's a good? Like, do you believe if you have two choices that there's a better choice? Like, yeah, okay. Then you just make the better choice, then continue that to the highest choice. And like, to me, I've sort of conceptualized it as like, God is just the spirit of that which is good in this world. And it is just like that end of the spectrum of the goodness of things, and then there is this like other
Most High.
yeah, there's life and goodness and correction, the Most High, and then there's like the destructive part of life.
Yeah.
There's evil, we could say. So there is like kind of the spectrum of like good and evil, and God is
And
this
can you
like
have one without the other?
right, it is this spiritual sort of archetype of that, and it's like ineffable. It is fundamentally ineffable. I fucking love that you said like God, for the lack of a better word, because that's like sort of what I feel like it is. It's fucking stupid flawed human beings trying to conceptualize this thing that cannot be fundamentally reduced down to words. It just fucking can't. We're doing our best, and there's a bunch of different people from a bunch of different fucking angles.
You have to get very abstract to try to explain it. It's like Kanye West talking about, I'm speaking in symphonies.
Yeah.
You have to try to hit it from a lot of,
yeah.
There's not,
I relate to that so
there's
hard,
not going to be the words. We're never going to have the words.
Yeah, we're effing up the ineffable.
See, yeah, we're never going to have the words.
Yeah.
Which is, that's just language. And I don't know why it necessarily is that way. But for whatever reason, I know that this existence in our bodies is not all there is.
Yeah.
I know. I
yeah.
know that after the lights go out,
Yeah.
and after Alec Dempewolf dies,
Yeah.
whatever I am and whatever you are, we're going to keep going.
Yeah.
And it's difficult for me though, and that's why I said it's tough for to give that to someone, or for anyone to even be able to watch our conversation and like feel that as well, because
it'd be like easy to say.
And everyone will have a dozen things to refute what I'm saying right now, and we
talk to them all the time,
and we do, and I would just love to talk to people, because at the end of the day, like we talk about, like if our intentions are genuine. I do come to it from a place in my heart is so totally not, I want to get numbers so I have more people in my church so that we can raise more funds to spend it on private jets. It's totally and completely the most incredible thing I've experienced in my life. It is the best news ever. This world is not the hopeless place that I thought it was. Mm-hmm. There is a God that actually does love us. Even though, despite, starving children and all the horrible things that happen in this world, God does love us. Mm-hmm. It sounds, and also wants to have a relationship with us, wants to prove to us that he loves us. Mm-hmm. Jesus washed his disciples' feet. Like just the character Jesus is God personified. Mm-hmm. And it's a wonderful thing to know that what I thought God was this angry, judgmental guy who wants to throw me in fire and burn me for eternity is actually the guy who's like ready to defend me in front of an angry mob of people that want to kill me, is ready to take the beating for me, is ready to die for me, and just wants to help. Mm-hmm. Just wants to help me grow and walk in a better way. Like having that 180, that epiphany, there's nothing cooler than that. Yeah. Nothing's gonna get cooler than that. It's the deepest conspiracy there is. Mm-hmm. Of like, if anyone's like, if you're into conspiracy theories, it's so against, what everyone thinks right now, as far as like the culture of the world. Mm-hmm. It's hopeless and God's dead and hates us. And it's like,
what's that Nietzsche quote? God is dead and we will never wash the blood from our hands.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or it's one of those Solzhenitsyn or Nietzsche.
I think there is a cost to those things. A lot of cultures sacrifice, and I think that it's for a good reason. I don't necessarily know why the rules are that way, that people feel like they need to sacrifice. But what the Bible says is that God came down to sacrifice himself and be that like once and for all sacrifice. Like he paid the tab. Like I kind of blew it and I got wasted and I drew up this crazy long, like this, dude, I went to the bar and it was like $2,000 on the tab. I have no idea how it happened. I was buying shots for everyone. I cannot pay it. They're going to throw me in jail. They're going to make me clean dishes until I'm 150 years old, or they're gonna throw me in jail. And he just showed up and he just paid the tab like a G, and was like, "Hey, don't do that anymore."
So when, like, along your timeline was this like shift?
July 29th, 2017.
Dialed.
Yeah.
That's fucking dialed.
That was the day.
So what has like life unfolded like for you since then? So like you're like going through and you're like starting to read scripture. You're starting to like kind of, I guess, adapt your mind to this new reality that you had experienced somatically and spiritually. So now you're how old?
29.
And how old were you then?
21.
Okay. So 7, 8 years ish. Yeah. And we're cruising through now. Like, what is life looking like for you? Like, what are your struggles? How are you like dealing with life now? And how is this like, this, we talk about, you being in the past and you having this whole like revelation and like, none are as fervent as the newly converted, and like that's all good and beautiful. But now years later, we're in the thick of it. We're in the mud. We're in the trenches. You're living life. What does life look like for you now? Just in general.
Yeah. In general, unreal blessings all over the place. For lack of a better term, again, like my life is so much better than I deserve. It's outrageous. And, I wish I could say, again, that like sounds so arrogant too. Someone might hear that and be like, angry that I might even
I wish
say
I could get my phone. We're using it for an angle, but I had entertained this conversation with this dude for like 3 hours the other day on Instagram, and he was just like one of the most upset people I talked to in a really long time, and he was just like really angry at the world and just was like, that's just you, and that's not available to us, and like how like
and that's what I struggle with so much, because I want it to, because if it is available to me, it can be available to them too, and I
said
want
the same
that
thing, yeah.
I want that for people so bad, but it's just this barrier and this language barrier that I'm trying to get past. We're gonna figure it out. But
is it a language barrier? I mean, I don't know. What I ended up telling the dude, I really entertained the conversation for a long time, and I was like, dude, honestly, like you just might not be in enough pain yet. And I really hate to say this, but like we only change when that's a Tony Robbins saying. We only change when the discomfort of staying the same becomes greater than the discomfort it would take us to change. Like that's
so good though.
That's just what it is. So it's like, I don't know if it's even a language thing. Like sometimes we just really have to hit that wall. People are going to hit that wall at different times. Maybe it's on their deathbed.
Yeah. I mean, I had to go through that. I had to be humbled and have that ego death. Some people are still just so wrapped up in their ego, and all they can see is through that little tunnel.
Yeah, I feel like you clearly needed to go through it though, because like you're here to like be a guide and like be a healer for people. Absolutely.
Yeah. Going back to your question as well. I'm sorry I didn't answer it.
Oh, you're good. You rabbit hole here.
It's I wish I could say that like my testimony was, and I never had a drink, and I never smoked again, and I never sinned or never messed up ever again after July 29, 2017.
Right.
And I'm this perfect Christian. But like this secret is like we're all still so broken. It has been, still have to pick up my cross every day. And like I still, and you know what that means? I don't want to speak too much Christianese, because I don't. There was a long time where I didn't understand any of these words and these phrases, and now I do, but I want to like reach the people that don't understand these things too, so I want to make sure like I'm not speaking Christianese. But like there are still so many times that I've gone back to things that didn't work.
Yeah.
And my dad always said like, it's okay to make mistakes, but don't make the same mistake twice. I've made the same mistakes over and over and over again in a variety of different manners. Whether it be, hey, you drank too much that night. Or like, I think we're all guilty of, I knew better, but I did it anyways. Would you say in any
Yeah,
way?
100%. I mean, like, I hate that people put me on that pedestal. I'm like, the only
Yeah,
reason I
please
talk
don't.
about this shit is because I'm still in the thick of it.
Yeah, 100%. And
Maybe
that's
more
the thing.
fucked up than the average guy.
150%, man. And that's the thing. And that's why I don't ever want it. Never get it twisted. Like, you know, I'm coming in here because I have it all figured out yet. Now my life's perfect and I never sin anymore. It's like quite the opposite. It's like once you start telling people about this and once you start sharing the truth with people, the enemy turns the heat up on you. Because you know, so we are held to a higher standard, but honestly, I kind of like that. I kind of need that almost in a way.
Yeah, pressure's a privilege.
Yeah, pressure's a privilege in that sense. Yeah, dude, my life now, I'm married. I have the most ridiculously wonderful job DJing weddings down here in the beautiful Outer Banks.
Spreading joy.
Trying to spread joy, trying to spread peace and calm people down on a stressful day or stressful build up to a beautiful day like their wedding. Mm-hmm. And that alone, I feel like, is just an example of God. Of just like, again, everything's going to be anecdotal and seemed like doesn't prove the existence of God. But I find it hilarious that like he took my unusual like knowledge of obscure music from the 70s, 80s, and like all this music my dad and parents like raised me on, and found a way for me to make money doing that.
Yeah,
like. I think that's hilarious. If you were to ask me when I was 21 years old, what are you going to be doing when you grow up? DJing weddings.
Yeah.
I'm laughing at you. I'm like, well, that'd be awesome.
Mm-hmm.
You know? But, yeah, man, this has been the most wonderful season. God brought this wonderful woman named Quinn into my life. We'll be celebrating a year of marriage here in a couple weeks.
Shout out Quinn. Congratulations.
And yeah, absolutely. Got the wedding ring right now.
Let's go. Band it up.
Yeah, this is her fingerprint is right there. And then inside the ring, I don't even know if I showed you this, but in the...
It's got some weight, brother.
Yeah, man. It's that platinum. It's in the engraving, it says, "Neither do I condemn you."
Oh, that's beautiful.
Because that scripture changed, that story changed the whole Bible for me. It changed how I view God. Because I thought he was just this one who, like I said, wants to judge me and throw me in fire forever. But he's really just the one like not condemning me, like genuinely just wanting me to be better. It's like I've struggled with rules for like my whole life, like struggled with authority for sure.
Me too, buddy.
And so like I like didn't want to like wear my helmet riding a bike as a kid.
Yeah, same.
You know, it's like wearing the helmet sucks. This buckle stinks.
Yeah.
Like, it's like pinching my chin fat. I'm not having it, Pops. Dad, I'm not wearing this helmet. This helmet sucks. And then, like, I'm realizing now that these rules and these, like, oh, you're not supposed to do that. You're a sin. You're bad. You're a sinner. You're going to hell. It's not, like, saying in that judgment way. It's genuinely just for protection.
Yeah.
So, like, God's not saying, hey, don't smoke or don't have premarital sex because I say so.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm trying to help you. Like, this helmet on is like for your own good.
Yeah.
In that sense.
Yeah.
And like, I had to go through a lot of drinking, smoking, and premarital sex before I realized, yeah, this is bad and really hurting me. Mm-hmm. You know, this is not good. Mm-hmm. Actually, I'm feeling this in my heart and in my spirit that this is like bad for me. This isn't fulfilling me in the ways I thought it would fulfill me. Mm-hmm. And it's like super fascinating to think about God in that way. Like genuinely in all his rules that I like struggle with are generally just like, it's because he knows the best way. It's like you're navigating through this, like through the Amazon, and like you're not listening to the shaman, or you're not listening to like your tour guide through the Amazon who like knows every single type of snake and every single poisonous fruit or whatever in the whole jungle, and you're not like listening to that person.
Yeah.
That's how I almost like view it. And like I'm glad that I'm having that like turnaround now. Of course, I still struggle with it like just, and you talk about like government and politics or different things, like there's still maybe laws and rules man has made that I struggle with to follow. But like what I'm finding is like things that I used to rebel against, I'm finding really we're just like the bumpers, like we're playing with the bumpers, like when we're bowling, just so I don't like keep hitting gutter balls.
Yeah.
He just like has those bumpers up so you don't hit the gutter balls. So like you're still like staying on track.
Yeah.
And like all the like, you know, premarital sex or like, all the like the porn, drinking, smoking, too much video games, too much Taco Bell, you name it. Those are just gutter balls.
Yeah.
Those are just straight gutter balls.
Yeah. And it's not even necessarily like the things in and of themselves. Like if, you know, a fella and his wife made a home movie, sure, enjoy it. Like, does that classify as porn? Yeah, but it's like, that's not like the porn that we're talking about. If somebody grows some cannabis and they want to enjoy cannabis because they feel like that brings them closer to whatever the fuck it is, sure, go for it.
Yeah.
If you homebrew some wine or you like beer on occasion or like whatever, fine.
100%.
But it's like the fucking, I need a Four Loko to fucking escape this uncomfortable day.
And that's where I was getting.
Blunts.
Yes. 100%. And that's where I was.
Same with even like premarital sex, which is like a weird one because like we're all like in the game already. Like we've already like broken that fucking thing. But
exactly.
Like I've recently like come to understand, I think it was on episode like 10 or something. We were talking with Sean Fairchild, who had recently come around to, I guess, like Christ and the church. And like we were talking about that as just like dudes who had been in the game and like, man, like that guy who just like really waited until like wedding night.
Yeah.
And like that couple that really just like held it out for each other. Like that's fucking beautiful. And
it
it's
is.
like, and it's not dogma. It's not like shame on you. Like you're fucking wrong. It's just like, would have been cool.
You want to know?
Might have been cool to have a helmet on when you fucking slammed your face into the fucking ground.
When you slammed your face into the ground, you wish you'd have had the helmet.
Yeah.
So you want to know what it is? Like a few things. One, if you're in a relationship, I think premarital sex makes the relationship more complicated and difficult, if that is like your path. And again, everything I'll ever say is never in judgment. This is from my experience. Yeah. It's just my own testimony. I've found that to be true. But I
agree with that in general.
So like with Quinn, I always laughed at the people that were like, I'm a born again virgin. I kind of struggled with that. I just thought it was silly. But when I met her, like we had this coffee meetup. She doesn't call it a date in hindsight. I thought I came in there with intentions. I was going to really try to woo her. But not even quite the opposite. I was just like, I'm going to tell you the good, the bad, the ugly. I'm going to tell you the most disgusting things about myself. And like, if you stay around after that, then like we have a chance.
You're ready to get married.
And so like, yeah, I went in that direction and told her about all the premarital, told her about struggling with porn and different things at the time. And it kind of led the way and opened her up to like be vulnerable in a situation that she would have never had like the courage to be vulnerable in that way ahead of time. So it was like wonderful in that nature. But, so this is like just talking about how like coincidences and like God speaking to me. There was one day I was out, this was after I was saved. July 29th, 2017 is the day I count being saved. That's the day that I believe the Holy Spirit entered my life and started speaking to me, communicating with me. And this is post that. And I remember thinking, why does God want us to wait until marriage to have sex? I struggled with that so much because I thought, is the marriage the legal document of the land? Is it like God wants to see a piece of paper from the courthouse that says it? Because, you know, humans thousands of years ago, if there was no courthouse and they loved each other and they were life partners their entire life start to finish, you know, is that any less? You know, if you and also on the other end, you could be legally married and have no love for each other, and have sex that is common, and have sex that is loveless and lifeless. And so I struggle with that, and I'm like, why is that? And when I around this season, I started going to Bible studies more and more, because basically what happened is like the satisfaction and the tingles up and down my spine that I would associate with LSD kept happening, like full chills up and down my spine kept happening, but in regards to like when I would read the Bible or listen to a worship music or like be at a Bible study. So like just in my own flesh, like I was chasing that essentially. I felt like it was like my spidey sense, like my spirit sense is tingling, and I wanted to be in more areas, in more environments that would happen. So I was going to a lot of Bible studies, and at this time, my dad. I was going to a Bible study with him. It was just him and I. He hadn't met my stepmother yet. And I'm the youngest one by far. It's a lot of like 50-year-olds, 40-year-olds and up. And this is the same day. I'm like, I wonder why God wants us to wait until marriage. And I went skeet shooting with Tyler and my buddy Josh. We went and shot shotguns for a while. And then I went to this Bible study. I remember like it was yesterday. And we're splitting up lessons that we're going to be doing, and like, hey, everyone take a lesson, you're going to teach it. And I was just like, oh, give me number such and such. I think it may have said number 4 or something. That was like my number. And it was on premarital sex. It was not premarital sex, but it was on what's the word,
adultery? Not
even adultery. I'm blanking on the word, but like, yeah, premarital essentially, man, the phrase is, if it comes back to me, I'll tell you.
Yeah, you're good.
But it was essentially like teaching on that. Which this isn't a season where it was just like a Jesus wink is what I call him now. Like a synchronicity of like, this is why I said I believe God's like genuinely interacting with me. Because in real time, I'm like, I wonder why God thinks this. Yeah. And then 3 hours later, he's like, here, be able to teach it. Like, learn about it, dive into it to a point where you could teach it. And, like, so it was nuts. And as, like, fate would have it, the day before I was supposed to go and have, like, I had, like, a few weeks to, like, prepare or whatever. And, like, I had already had it lined up where I was going to go meet up with my girlfriend at the time. She was, we were, like, long distance. This isn't Quinn. This is my ex-girlfriend from back in the day. Where I had already basically lined it up. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, and I was caught between a rock and a hard place as far as like my convictions, but like I was still so early on where like begrudgingly I still had premarital sex with this woman.
Begrudgingly. Gun to my head.
Yeah. Right. But just in my flesh, like I'm just being real with you. This just goes the story of like, I'm not coming in being this Christian that's like, here, how perfect I am. Like my story is the opposite. You will see how much of a broken person I am, how many times I screwed it up. But the beauty of my story is that like, I can confidently tell you God still loves me and keeps showing up and keeps trying to help me throughout this. So that's like why it's wonderful. But, so like the night before I'm supposed to be teaching this, I'm being a hypocrite, right? And that's what happens when you start this journey of like trying to grow in this way. The enemy just wants to throw that in your face that you're a hypocrite. You're not saved. That actually didn't happen. You're still doing the same stuff, right? Because if there is an enemy that wants to keep you bound up, that's what he would say, you know? But long story, very long. I started having this realizations like through that entire process of having to learn, why does God have this way? It's because God designed sex. Sex is not bad. Sex is like complete communion in the fullness of love. Lust is the bad part. And I think
How do you define that? I've never gotten around a clean definition of that.
Yeah, it's tough. We can even get to the Google, or we could get to Webster's and break down love versus lust, but I would just say in my own world, I can tell when I'm being lustful and when I'm not.
Maybe it's like,
I can tell when my intentions were I was going to clap them cheeks, and that was probably just all lust talking. That wasn't necessarily, it wasn't
becoming one flesh in the unity.
The sex is a full expression of my absolute utmost love for you, that I want to serve you in this way that like brings pleasure. That wasn't the motion. My heart in that.
Trying to get a nut off.
Yeah, trying to get a nut off. And there are times, listen, there are married couples. My buddy Derek, he's like one of my mentors, one of my OGs, and a man that I really respect. And he owns the Chick-fil-A up in.
Right.
He's the operator of the Chick-fil-A over in Hickory. And he was saying, "Hey, like, make no mistake about it. You can be in a perfectly Christian, loving, married couple, and you're still lusting." Mm-hmm. He's like, if I go out and I saw something that I really liked, and it wasn't my wife, and then I come home and I do it with my wife, that's not the love and what sex God designed it for. Like, that's still lusting. You're still trying to get that, that spirit of lust out of your system. Anyhow, back to just sex. Like, God designed it to be like one of his most incredible treats, one of his most incredible gifts to humanity. Mm-hmm. Just the fullness of that communion. Like, when God, like, you go back to Genesis, he keeps making all these things and he keeps saying that they're good. And the first thing that he said, like, wasn't good was man to be alone. If you go back and read it, that was the first thing he said wasn't good, man to be alone. So he makes woman, and that sex is back to that wholeness, that one flesh. Mm-hmm. And here's the metaphor and the way, like, I explain it, at least it helped me click it in my head of why waiting for marriage and what God prepared for us is so important, is because it's as if Thanksgiving Day, say, your mom, lovely woman, like, mom's making this huge Thanksgiving feast. All the fixins. Your favorite. What's your favorite, like, Thanksgiving jam? We got Thanksgiving coming up in a couple weeks.
Really, just a fucking bird guy if it's done right.
Yeah. Just a good solid bird.
If it's done right.
If it's done correct,
I'm going straight for turkey.
Yeah. Straight for turkey. White meat, dark meat.
Dark meat.
All fixins on the side, little potatoes, little gravy.
Yeah, I'm a blend kind of guy.
Yeah.
A little bit of that, a little bit of that.
Some yams. Yeah. Cheeky cranberry sauce.
We're in there.
So just like, God's been, like, working hard on this meal. Mm-hmm. Your mom's been working hard on this Thanksgiving meal for you. Say it's your birthday or something, whatever it helps your head wrap around it. Made this feast, prepared it for you, and is so excited for you to taste it all, every little bit of the course. It's all so special, and is excited, and, like, because you were hungry, instead of waiting for this wonderful feast that your mom made for you, you started snacking on those Lay's potato chips, and you had a 7-Eleven taquito, and you had Lay's potato chips, and then you went and cracked, like, an Old English, nasty beer, and then all that's just, like, sitting in your tummy, and it was like that Lay's potato chips. It was like you were eating it, and it was kind of like helping, like, or maybe you're, like, not as hungry anymore.
Just, like, scratch the itch a little bit.
It, like, scratched the itch a little bit.
But you're still itchy.
It scratched the itch a little bit, but it wasn't satisfying. It was still itchy. And it spoiled the meal, for lack of a better term, because you filled up on those potato chips. So it's like you couldn't experience the meal that your mom prepared for you, that had been intended for you in fullness. Yeah. And that's what I believe, like, waiting for marriage is. Like, there is a level to sex in its fullness and its design that is only reached through that, like, intention of only giving it to that one person. Yeah. Waiting for it, the anticipation of it, the complete fullness and comfort of being naked with that person that is your ride or die forever. Like, like in the Garden of Eden, ahead of time, before sin entered the world, everyone was running around naked. And, like, sex is just that little piece of Eden, that we have left, as far as just, like, no judgment, complete freedom, laughter, like, all these things. And not to say you can't have good sex not married. Like, what, for whatever that is, but
and just getting to that intentionality around things and, like, the purity of it and, like, what it actually is there for.
I believe that lifelong commitment is necessary to experience sex in its fullness.
Yeah.
Just, and I don't say that with any judgment for anyone. Because again, you're looking at a guy who was not a virgin when I got married, right?
Yeah.
And there's so many, but let me say this though too. It was on the ground rules of Quinn and I's relationship from the beginning that like we weren't going to have sex in our while we were dating or anything like that. And there were a few times before, that I could have had some I basically made it up in my mind that I was gonna stop having sex premaritally even before I met Quinn. And there were a few times that I had opportunities and didn't. And I'm glad that I didn't, because one, I think God was protecting me. I think back and like, if I would have gotten, pregnant ahead of time, how different my life would have been.
Yeah.
So I'm glad not to have worried about that. But it was just an entire different dynamic, and it felt really good to go into this new relationship and be like, hey, this is what I did, but this is what I'm doing moving forward, and this is like what I'm striving to do, and having her be on board with that. I'm so glad I did it that way, and it made it that much sweeter when we did get married.
Yeah, there's a sacredness to it.
There's a sacredness to it 100%, and I wish that I would have gone into it completely like a virgin, if that makes sense.
That's what I was saying to Sean Fairchild. I was like, man, I get it. Like, I get it. I mean, I don't know. We're not going to get into my whole fucking story. It's like super overly complex. I'd love to dig into it with you sometime, but
absolutely, on or off the pod.
Yeah, it's a weird one. I have like a lot of weird things in my life that like seem that I've been driven on this particular path for a fucking reason that like doesn't really fit the boundaries very well. But anyways, yeah. Hey
man,
so
we all got those crazy stories for sure.
Yeah.
Like I don't ever say like. The problem is when you start talking about anything that's like noble or good, it just seems so like judgmental.
So, whenever I go out to eat with people, I'm like, God damn, like I gotta fucking.
I don't want to sound like that because it's our natural inclination to just poo-poo that, because it's like, because people are so perfect. It's like, who are you to try to tell me the way to go when you are also still broken? And it's like, no, that's the truth. Like, I don't want to necessarily, hey, listen to me, I have it all figured out. I just want to point more people to like a God that loves them, and we have the same Father, and you and the Father figure that out together. Come as you are, as broken and nasty, like come drunk, come high, come in jail, come, as you are. And God is going to get in there with you, and he's going to show up for you.
Yeah.
It's just so tough to say that because there's so many people that feel like God has abandoned them.
Yeah, and maybe they need to just keep walking that path for a little bit longer. But I do think that like people like you, for the people that are ready to receive that, like I mean, you do have to be ready to receive the message, right? Like you can go and throw the perfect letter at people, but if they can't read it, it doesn't do any good. Yeah.
Oh no, you're 100%. And like I have the discernment to like. I explained it to my wife this way. Like, it's really hard to sell someone a car who's not trying to buy a car.
Yeah.
So, like, if I know that, and I don't have to go and beat people upside the head with a Bible. I just have to show people Jesus before I like. It's not enough to just tell people about Jesus. Like, I have to be showing people Jesus in my service to them, in my love for them. You know what I'm saying?
And you do, like, you embody it, which is like why like I'm just so stoked to know you, and like why I wanted to like have this conversation and like continue to like have some like Christianity religious conversations with you, because I do think that like you represent it in a really balanced and like the most palatable way that I've seen from anybody our age.
Thank you
like,
so much, man. It's a blessing.
100%.
Praise
like,
God.
You really do. Like,
praise God.
And I do hope that it like comes across to people who are like ready to hear that. And I do, even for the people that like might not want to hear that, can if nothing else, just like be curious about this fucking world. Like
Yeah.
clearly they figured some shit out. There's something to it. Like you really think that you could get no value from any of it, like whatsoever?
So many people have literally just like been burned alive for it, and like so many. The story of the church is nuts in itself.
It's nuts,
of like it's got to be for something. Not all those people were just like you know. But no, I definitely appreciate that. And the thing is like I'm trying to be. Like Jesus said to his disciples, like, I'm going to make you fishers of men. Like, I'm trying to win people over by actually, not like I'm running for some political election, but like in order to, if my true goal is to have people have a relationship with Jesus like I do, then I need to love them where they're at. And I need to not like, I know that my demographic, because it was me too. Yeah. And I know what would have worked or wouldn't have worked again for me as far as like shutting me off. And it's not just the word is the Bible is incredible and the word is living and it is absolutely truth. But for someone who doesn't have that context, if you just start shouting scriptures at them, they're not going to hear God's love. Yeah. I was walking down the street in Vegas one time, and there was like a preacher.
I was going to say, one of those dudes with a little fucking
telling people that.
Yelling at people.
Yeah, just condemning the entire. We were all walking to the Raiders game, and he was just condemning everyone and just, you know, he said, you know, you don't love your children. You're you know, gambling and just, I mean, spitting venom, just condemning. And my heart was pounding like crazy, and I had to go talk to him because he's misrepresenting my father. Mm-hmm. And I just went up to him and I just said, I just want to challenge you and just as your brother in Christ coming up to you that like, if we're trying to show them God's love, how can we show them that by your opening up, telling them that they don't love their children?
Yeah. Doesn't work.
It doesn't work.
Yeah.
So it's counterproductive what I'm trying to do. Like I said, I'm not trying to get more people in my church so I can get more money in the coffers so we can buy private jets. It's the most radical thing that like changed my life for the better, that I just like naturally want for everyone around me because of how wonderful it is. Like again, like if you were just around like a world of everyone who's dying of thirst and you knew where the water was, like of course you'd be like, guys, the water's here. Like, hey, your Honda Civic's broken down. My dad can fix your Honda Civic. Like, that's my perspective. But, like, again, it goes back to it's hard to sell a car to people that aren't looking for cars.
Yeah.
So, like, you're not going to go and someone's at a Chick-fil-A line trying to get a chicken sandwich and you're trying to sell them this car. It may be the best car ever. And this may be the car that changes their life. But you're not going to get the sale. I mean, it's not like it's a sale, like I'm trying to like close the deal in that sense, like I have something to gain from it. But I'm not going to effectively communicate what I'm trying to communicate with you if you're not ready to receive it.
Yeah.
So what I'm called to do is to just be Jesus to everyone around me, not be Jesus is a tough thing. I'm not saying I'm being Jesus, but showing embody the Spirit of Christ. Thank you. I need to show.
I know that terminology. Like
I need to show people Jesus. Like I said, back to my actions, and then just by doing that, and just by being that guy, when it starts to when it starts to hit the fan, you know you can call me, and hey, can you pray for me? And you may not pray. And you may have never prayed, and you may not believe in prayer, but I know Alec does. So I'm going to have Alec pray for me. And that's good enough, man. That's a good start for me. And you know what I'm saying?
I'm positive that has happened to you.
Oh, at 100%.
You are that guy. That's exactly why I wanted to have you on.
And that's all we need to be. And that's how you sell the most cars.
Yeah.
Because it's like, again, like, I can't sell you a car if you're not looking to buy one. But whenever you're ready to buy one, you know where to find it.
You know.
And that's all I need to be.
I'm the same exact way with health. Like, I'm never trying to, like, be higher than now or, like, fucking, like, I mean, I definitely, like, say some triggering shit online because it's, like, social media or whatever. But, like, I'm simply always just trying to, like, put the seeds out there or, like, let people know as a reference point. Like, when you're ready, you have a guy. Like, when you're ready to not feel like shit and have, like, dog shit energy and, like, have piss poor testosterone levels, whatever, you're wondering why the fuck your period hasn't come around in 2.5 months, call your boy.
Yeah. And that's how we're going to That's the only way to do it, because otherwise you just throw them off.
Well, we're coming from a generation that's been sold so much bullshit. And
100%.
we grew up with so much bullshit.
100%.
So I really believe that, like, I mean, and that's like why we're all kind of coming together. Like me, you, Tyler, Hatch, Donovan, Jordan. Like, I really do believe that, like, we're
collected.
We're collected, baby. We're the next generation of health and wellness in a way that, like, can really reach people, and spirituality is, like, definitely a part of that. And, like, even though we might all have different approaches to these things, I think that we might have different specific messages to bring and things to give people, but I do believe that the approach and the spirit with which we're coming to this, like, from, like, just a genuine place of, like, I was back there, now I'm not, I have some shit to share if you want it, but it's not fucking forcing it down anybody's throat. We're just here and speaking on it and creating in this world for the people who are ready to receive that. I think that's really different, and I think that our generation really will benefit from this conversation, all the conversations that we'll have, and everything that we're doing with Collected, with Cope, with everything that we're doing. I think that we're really onto something different because it's coming from a place of just genuine service.
Yeah, 100%. It's like, and with those intentions, you can't lose.
Yeah.
I just know if we jump off that diving board of, like, I want to put all my eggs in the basket of just trying to help.
Yeah.
And just trying to pour into people. And that's all it is God pours into me so that I can overflow and pour into others.
Yeah.
And there, and that's the process that you're taking through. And you know, there might be times where I don't have that much to pour out. Mm-hmm. And maybe my cup's feeling a little empty or certain days. Mm-hmm. And that's the best part about, like, our group. Mm-hmm. And that's what, like I said in the group chat, is like, we're not going to let each other fall short of our potential. Mm-hmm. And when I may not be at 100%, that's when, you know, you have that brotherhood to come and remind us who we are and pick each other up and things like that.
Yeah, I mean, that's, like, literally how this happened. Like, I was just, like, feeling, like, whatever. Like, it wasn't even like I was having, like, a particularly bad day or, like, was particularly fucked up, but, like, just the steadiness in Tyler's encouragement to, like, you and Alec need to rip this podcast. We have a hectic couple of days. Why don't you do that tomorrow night? Let's just make that happen. Let's just, like, go ahead and, like, make sure that happens. Mm-hmm. And I've just, like, been around him for the last, like, 24 hours, and, like, just, like, knowing that, like, somebody believes in me is just, like, I was going to do it regardless if I could or whatever, but, like, it gives me that much more just certainty and confidence to go ahead and move forward in this. Yeah. And same thing with you too.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And, like, I'm not trying, you know, I don't want to be the guy that just brings everything back to God and over spiritualizes things.
Well, that's your truth, though.
So, like, going to my truth.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Like,
if you got a problem, fuck you.
Like, it is wonderful having someone believe in you and encourage you in that way. Mm-hmm. People say, Alec, like, you're very encouraging. Mm-hmm. And it's because I have the best encourager. Mm-hmm. It's because God reminds me of my identity constantly, of who I really am. Like, mm-hmm. I'm the loved son of the King of Kings, creator of everything. And I don't like that word King of Kings. It's like such a, like, it's a Christianese thing, but if you can just wrap your head around, like, if you were going to be going and seeing the president, maybe that's a bad phrase because a lot of people hate the president right now. Just like someone with complete, like, authority. Mm-hmm. Like we talk about, like, going back to the Honda Civic analogy, mm-hmm. the owner has that authority and the Civic knows it all like the back of his hand. Having a relationship and knowing that that's where I come from. I am the loved. I'm like the masterpiece, mm-hmm. the most cherished possession of the one that created everything. Mm-hmm. It's like you have a whole host of heavenly cheerleaders. Mm-hmm. When you start walking around with the Holy Spirit and you start getting into the Word in the morning, it's like your days are different because you're taking that encouragement with you. And it changes your life because it's not just like, oh, I'm on this, like, boring commute to my dead-end job to work. It makes the entire life an adventure of no matter what I'm doing in my life, I'm going out here with the true mission of, like, loving God's people and being like a foot soldier for the Creator today, mm-hmm. being a spokesman for the Creator today, or spokesperson. Mm-hmm. And yeah, sometimes I screw it up. Sometimes I poop my pants, and that's the catch-22 of it. That's why there's a lot of traps. You know, it's all confusing. This enemy that we have definitely. I don't fault anyone mm-hmm. for not believing in God.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's different. Like, that in and of itself is different. like as somebody who's coming at this conversation, even, and I'm sure the other people that I'm like a bridge for that too, like coming to the Christianity thing from like outside of it, like that's refreshing to hear.
I would just love to like talk to some of these people, and of course some may be coming in with no intention of actually getting any kind of like middle ground. But I just know I could talk to anyone. I could have a conversation with anyone about anything. That's just kind of the way God made me. I think that's the way God made you as well. I think that you're
like different. I've like come at it in a weird way, but yeah. You like really have that. I can do it sometimes. Sometimes I can't. It's
because I started working at Taco Bell when I turned 16.
Yeah.
And I would just like, as people would come in, I would just constantly find some kind of way to relate to them. To spark up a conversation.
In there, I'll do it, but like you seek it out.
Yeah,
you like.
I want to find a way to relate. Yeah, because the world.
You like people and love people. I love people.
Yeah.
Don't really fucking like them that much.
No, that's fair.
Yeah,
because people do stink. I
just get overwhelmed. I feel a lot, so it's just like sometimes I'm just like I gotta go.
I'd just be so curious to like I see those debates online. What's that show where it's like they had Patrick Bet-David on recently?
Oh, the 20 versus 1 thing?
Yeah.
It's fucking, Jubilee's 21.
Jubilee. So like that concept is difficult because I think a lot of the people are going in already confrontational.
Fundamentally impossible format, dude.
Fundamentally impossible format to actually like reach truth or actually find common ground. It's divisive in itself. Still entertaining to watch, I guess, but we're all just left even more polarized than we were before we started watching it. But I feel like in that setting, you take away the 21 that are like meant to be like, I'm on this team, you're on that team.
Yeah.
If you would just entertain the thought, please, I'm begging you, that we're on the same team, that I'm not a swindler trying to get you, trying to sell anything to you. I'm trying to give you something. Mm-hmm. I'm trying to give you the best thing I've ever gotten. Mm-hmm. And it's free and it's unlimited. Mm-hmm. It's 7-Eleven, free Slurpee day. And there's free Slurpees around the corner. I'm not joking. Mm-hmm. All you got to do is just go and get, I'm telling you, it's a really good thing. That's kind of like where I'm coming from. And if you can just give me a chance in that way and entertain that idea of like, okay, maybe he doesn't have sex with kids and want to like get all my money and like be mean to my gay best friend.
I'll vouch he does not.
Yeah, I don't.
Actually does not.
Actually really don't. For the people that like really know me and like know my heart, that's like out of the question.
Yeah.
But if people were to just hear like, oh yeah, Alec goes to church, Alec is a Christian, someone might think like that I am that type of way. Or might think that I think I'm better than other people.
Culty, better than thou type of thing. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's just so the opposite. If
my mom thinks, Mom, if you make it to the end of this podcast.
Thank you for listening. I can't wait to meet you.
Shout out.
You're okay with that Thanksgiving analogy?
I gotta blur that out and just make a wave so I remember blur out my mother's name. Okay. I got weirdos in my followers.
Yeah.
Dude.
Oh no, for sure. If we could entertain the idea that like we are on the same team and we have and the you know why I know we're on the same team? Because we all have the same enemy. And no one really argues that. No one argues that like, yeah, I have this stinking thinking and like this enemy in my head that like keeps recycling like really mean, horrible things about myself. Or like we all have that, and we all are like walking around with that, acting like we don't.
Yeah. So
it's like, if we can at least agree that we all have the same enemy, I'm trying to tell you we all have the same advocate as well.
Interesting. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
And I'm just trying to like introduce people to like to that advocate. And then that's like, but that's all I'm required to do. And then like the Holy Spirit will take the rest. And it may not be like people are on different like parts of their journey. It may be like my part and interaction in their life is just to plant that seed.
Yeah.
Or maybe someone's really been working on it a lot and wrestling with this idea, and then like they talk to me and that's what like tips the scales, and I may say something that really the Holy Spirit speaks to them in that.
Yeah.
But it's the Holy Spirit speaking to them. It's not Alec Dempewolf. You see?
Yeah.
Like,
and I'll say too, like, just for me, I guess being on like that more side of the spectrum, that's a nice jumble of words.
No. I get what you're saying. You're
that,
leaning
that end of the
side,
place
yeah.
or whatever, like, however it is that you find it, like I do find myself as I've journeyed into these things, just like being curious and open-minded, I have found, even though this is something that like 10-year-old me would think that I'm like diametrically opposed to, as I've shut the fuck up and just listen to people and engage with curiosity and coming to it from the fundamental understanding that we are all on the same team, and like we all do like want goodness, and we want our kids to be happy, we want to live a good and fruitful life, and like all that, like, okay, I have realized that like I have a lot more in common with this particular faith, and even though I might have come at it from different ways, I'm also able to look at like other people and like realize that like, wow, a lot of these religions are all kind of they're all kind of pointing in the same direction of like truth and love, and like everybody has their like different ways to go about it, and like that's like where things get into religion and not necessarily like spirituality, but like the spiritual truth of like what you're saying, I think is like kind of fucking undeniable.
Yeah. Undeniable is a good way to put it.
Yeah.
And that was the same thing that happened with me too, is like I went from like I am not on Team Jesus to like it wasn't until the Holy Spirit came into my life and I actually read it for myself that I'm like, I have way more in common with Jesus than I thought. I align, my views align with him way more. I'm like,
Jesus was cool.
I'm like, these churches are just out here trying to make money.
The churches are the weird part.
And then, well, yeah.
A lot of them. Not all of them.
Yes, some of them. Yeah. So like,
some of them fucked up. Some kid shit in the pool. Ruined the party for everybody.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So like, so I'm like, man, those churches, like I see these mega churches, and you see Joel Osteen.
I was going to say Joel,
and they didn't let the people into his mega church during the hurricanes because they just had the carpets redone.
He looks like if Satan were embodied.
Yeah, fair enough.
I'll say it. I know you can't say it, but dude, he's got a.
I do not co-sign Joel Osteen. He doesn't really even read the scriptures.
All right, sick. You heard it from both of us. Fuck him.
He doesn't. He doesn't read the scriptures.
He just has this weird look in his eyes. He looks like a psychopath.
Yeah, I don't even want it to distract from the point, but like
he's gonna find us.
That. Yeah, whatever.
Shit.
Demonetized.
Come pull up.
But like that whole thing and what's in us that's like, hey, that's wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, that's why Jesus comes into the temple and he saw that they had made a market in the temple, and that's why he started flipping the tables.
He walked in and started flipping tables?
Yeah. Have you never heard that story?
No, that's wild.
Yes, dude.
Just walked in and started fucking shit up.
Jesus goes in and starts flipping tables because they made a market. They were selling stuff and making a market in his temple.
That's dope.
And he's like, this temple was made, for that connection.
Yeah.
And you guys are trying to make money here.
Trying to make a buck.
So he's flipping the table. So I'm like, okay, Jesus and I align on that too.
Yeah.
Okay. He's not trying to judge all these people. He actually said that he came here not to condemn the world.
Mm-hmm.
He's trying to give us life in abundance.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm with that. I would just beg people to just give Jesus a chance. And yeah, with a clear mind and clear intentions of if there were a God, if there were a creator to this whole thing that loved us, just entertain that ludicrous, radically gnarly idea.
It's worth a thought.
That something created all of us and is like still trying to talk to us.
Yeah.
And give us some time and pray for the Holy Spirit to come into your life and say, hey, God, I want that too. I don't think that God will it'll fall on deaf ears and he just doesn't care. Yeah. I think he really does. I think you just kind of have to get to that point of that ego dying before you can kind of start hearing it.
Yeah, you have to humble yourself or be humbled.
I wish it was a quick fix. I wish I knew how to just give it in a pill. Mm-hmm. And I wish when I talked about it, it didn't seem like I had everything figured out and I was this perfect person, because it's the exact opposite. I'm just another thirsty beggar who knows where the water is, and I'm trying to get a little of it too. Anytime I've ever had a word for someone, it was because God gave that word for me. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And that's like why I appreciate you, man. And like why I appreciate you talking about this stuff. It's unique. So It's real.
I love you.
I love you too, man. It's been a pleasure to get to know you, and this is the first of many. Wow, we just did 2 hours. Nuts.
Did we?
Poor Tyler. Man, yeah, this has been great. This will be the first of many. Hopefully, this is just like a good introduction to what my boy Alec is about.
Yeah.
And everything that you stand for here, and a bit of your story, and just a good introduction to this like universe. And we're gonna keep collaborating. This is the beginning of a beautiful friendship and a lot of cool collaborations and just cool shit that we're gonna be up to over the next couple of years and hopefully the rest of life.
Lifetime.
I can know you for life.
You're stuck with me
I
now.
can get down.
You're stuck with me.
All right, brother. I love you too, man. Thank
on.
you. Thank you guys for watching.